afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Lane. We are off here to an exciting 1v1 on a favorable approach here between Dullahan and Nazibbq. Here fighting for the United States of America. Rolling up for the 2nd Infantry Division, going up against Dullahan, fighting for Germany for the Führerbegleitbrigade. With breakthrough, scavenge, and fortifications doctrine. An interesting combination there. With a more regular armor, infantry, and airborne there from Barbecue. Sturmpioneers heading north, a bit of barbed wire there. Truck rushing ahead, rifleman on the way there for Barbecue, nothing out of the ordinary. More barbed wire here. Getting a bit harder to approach points, I imagine, and take up cover here and there. Using the truck, I imagine, sort of reconnaissance about. Some players like to do that, so not uncommon. I've been noting he's actually going up for the 2nd Sturmpioneer unit right off the bat here. Sort of initially not getting up as much territory as his opponent. On the other hand, of course, he will now be in position a bit more firepower at certain ranges. Sturmpioneers are holding a bit back. Moving on, it would seem. Feeling they've done enough here, although I suppose he could have, ride off further here down. But they're going straight for the fuel point. Exactly, this isn't going to serve as much of an obstacle, just something they ensure they can't run directly at it. But even then, if it's undefended, not much to do there. And there you go, folks, going to deal out here for Dollahan. Point now being secured. More riflemen. Sturmpioneer taking up position in the building. Note, though, of course, there's only one window at each side, so I mean, this is more building suited for light machine guns and the likes. You don't get much out of it if you try to say even the Sturmpioneers, although I suppose if they're close enough they might be able to do something. There you go, rifleman pushed away, Sturmpioneers closing up here. All the way there, Dieter goes down, rushing into the next house, next building. A few more windows here available. They should have a better chance. More Sturmpioneers taking up position again, though only again one man able to really fire. And right here, I mean, it's a bit dangerous considering how low on health they are. Note, this building in fact only has one door, so in this case he actually got lucky. Had those riflemen hung about a little bit longer and escaped from the house, they could have been very fatal. And that could really have hurt Dollahan initially.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture
some more infantry arriving set. And some quick shooming up there, although I would have recommended waiting until he surrendered at the point neutral. There's a chance that the opponent, due to the proximity to the point, actually saw it. That's something to keep in mind. A little detail there. Sturmpioneers needs to fall back. And we need to shift some troops over them. We're noting here mechanized regiment going up first. So there could be a Puma on the way or a flak half-track. We might just use it to sort of change resources up. Moving in there, and only one man went down there. That's a bit unfortunate there for Dullahan. Seems like he's ignoring everything else, going for the other fuel point. Good engagement, he's rushing up to the rifle, a bit bold here in this case with the rifle's current state, it might be workable. Same thing down here. Let's get back, secure that fuel point at the same time while he's losing the other fuel point to the Americans. So a bit of an aggressive spread out push there from Dollahan. Airborne has been chosen here by Barbecue. I think he was attempting a grenade on the retreat path, didn't quite pull off the way he'd intended or imagined. And there we go, the good old lieutenant on the way. Finishing up the sandbags here to make it a bit easier to defend from the north. Not a bad idea. And the Sturmpioneers lead another assault towards the northern fuel point, trying to regain that. And maybe gain the Germans a bit of a fuel advantage that way, or at least deny the Americans one. Assault setting in there. Go charging in. And the folks just cut down the rifle before they get close. Oops, a bit of a walk there. In fact, it ends up, looks like here Dollahan fully retreats. A bit surprising there. Might have a chance of actually sort of at least harming the rifle a bit more, but decided against it. There goes Sturmpioneers moving, and they got the rifle already getting cut down like stalks of wheat. to go there, troops reinforcing, and there we go, he's gone for the breakthrough. Sturmoffizier ist here. Leading survey. And there you go, linking up with the Volkswagen, so quick to take up defensive position, and assault here should be... No, he's not popping them out, otherwise meaning he could get up to the... Oh, there we go, there we go. Sturmoffizier bonus is here. Charging up there, taking up position behind the tractor. Volkswagen should up to support him to get more bonus. And there you go, Ralph in a bit of trouble. They're out in the open. And the brigade pushes onwards. And there you go, forced away. Meanwhile, another engagement of Volkswagen versus reassuring troops. Storm Party is cutting up. And there we go, the lieutenant's on white. We are seeing an attempt here to sort of wire off this point. Good job there. And the lieutenant's first moving in, and poor Eugene got cut off from the rest, and in this case he didn't get cut down, at the very least. Storm Bunny's here, not having much luck there versus the lieutenant and his men. In fact, should retreat. Zurückfahren. I know he's going there, he's trying to sort of get the advantage he can. Oh! That was a brutal right there, blow to Barbecue. Already he lost the lieutenant within moments. We do see the scout car here, and he's... Oh, utility car. Upgrade on the way, and he's getting another lieutenant. Hopefully, company command won't ask him where all those lieutenants are going.
Capture point is being overrun.
There you go. A bit sort of under-defended versus, although we do now see a flag half-track out that should be able to do something versus the M20. Just needs to get the Forvet to the front line.
Losing a capture point.
And the officer there's on the run. Volkswagen as well. Quick treat there from Dollahan.
Troopers standing by for air assault missions.
His forces are a bit overextended at the moment. Something has to be mindful of. And wary off. My man, he's moving up the flak half to sort of cover the retreat.
Go ahead.
Lorraine, and there you go. Flak half tech flying right there on the M20. And a bit of smoke. Flak half tech there blasting away afterwards with limited success. And he's pushing active forward, so he needs to be a bit careful. Also note here, supply is up. Needs to be careful he doesn't get hit by a rifle grenade there. That could rather result on the flak half tech having a bit of trouble moving about. That is not the case. We see the officer moving up here as well, targeting down this rifleman unit in fact.
Fuel stores complete.
There we go, taking back the fuel point again. Sturm Pioneers again being sent in to clear that out while the officers leading the Volkswagen is down south.
Is under attack.
And there you go, the rifleman swift retreat. He could finish off here with barbed wire. Lieutenant moving in. Ever the lieutenant, ever on his own.
Capture point is being
Ooh,
overrun.
looks like a man was off there and went off in the face of someone on the mine here. But there we go, lieutenant taking up position in the building. Only one window, so they could actually sort of both take up positions here and find they could probably get the lieutenant that way, or at least force them away. Either way, even with cover, they should probably. There we go, Vetri 2, and we've seen breakthrough being utilised, which allows them to cut off points quicker. Flak half tech supporting all this all the way. Note there, very fast decapping. Though it does not allow them to secure the territory afterwards at a faster pace. Certainly should help him a bit, and nice to see that ability being used. A lot of players tend to just use this commander for the Panther facilities and ignore everything else. Another bit there of targeting there, making the rifle easier targets. Anti-tank rifle grenade went off. Well, there you go, flak half-tack. Almost going through the entire unit there with a 20mm. Looks like up there, Canona. Sturmpan is continuing up their northern jaunt.
The enemy is overrunning one
Going
of
for the
our
cop on there. There we go. Great use of the breakthrough. Very good for sort of cutting off large swaths of territory, denying everyone these resources that way. Rifle under fire. Flak half-track limping away. Hopefully these troops will not be set upon by the M20, and it looks like they will in fact. The unfortunate there. And no sign of Rakedenwerfer. It seems he's very reliant at the moment here on his flak half-track for anything that involves anti-vehicle defences. But there we go, back for the mechanised regiment. So far, controlling the battlefield quite well. Over to Dollahan. And there you go.
Regiment advises infantry ready to utilize breakthrough tactics.
Sturmbann's been trouble being set upon here by barbecues larger infantry forces.
Secure the vehicle. Location set.
And he's setting up here for a battle group headquarters to ensure healing for his troops. Oh dear, he made a bit of a mistake there, and the retreat path of course did not help him further. There we go, lots of veteran rifle in the M20 hitting as well. Storm pioneers need to fall back. I think just rushing into the nearby building. Storms are moving up to support the Foscos. The KNF also moving up. Flak half-tech joining in as well. Grenades. And he's moving in rather close there. He's getting a bit too close. I think he could have otherwise ambushed the M20 maybe a bit, but noticed that now there's a risk of anti-tank rifle grenades and whatnot. There we go. Nice KNF hit there. Flak half-tech getting off a few good shots as well.
The static post is now in operation.
There you go, Battle Group headquarters is up and running.
All set.
And what is he doing? He seems to be hunting down here with the flak half-track, setting in on its own. Not really what it's good at. Coming under fire from the rifleman. Moving in there. Should be targeting them. And they're going to tank rifle grenades. Getting awfully close there. Taking a lot of damage in. So are the rifle shots, by the way. Not sure what he was thinking here. Main gun destroyed. And the flak half-track gets wrecked. That was definitely a bit of a mistake there, I think, by Dollahan. I'm not entirely sure what he was thinking there. Also noting a fuel cache up, so clearly our opponent here is aiming for some more fuel for tanks and whatnot. The lieutenant pushing forward again. Also enforcing back in the fight. And there you go, Panther is out in a quick steel grenade hit. And so the lieutenant and friends are not doing too well there. Go, down to 2 men. But the Panther actually get pushed back here by larger advancing hordes. Sadly, the officer was not nearby to support them. And sadly, they were not upgraded either with, say, the Gewehr for the Friedrich, which could also help them somewhat. Also training fuel. There you go, rifleman being pushed away. Looks like the airborne are going in here. 82nd. And the KNF are sort of milling about all over the place right now. Dullahan is seemingly a bit unfocused. I mean, he's sort of trying to take everything. It's rather ensuring he doesn't have any focus everywhere. It's also allowing the M20 to sort of just strike at something that's unguarded and undefended against vehicles much easier. Since due to the lack of focus, then there's no idea whether a KNF will be supporting. And overall, it also means it's much harder for him to actually defend anything as well. It's a bit of a headache there he's managed to acquire himself all of a sudden. M20 definitely having a fun day. Gunning down lots of krauts. Now the Panther is on a mission of their own versus veteran rifleman here. Need to be careful, They get into the building, though again, no, the building here is not that effective. Bit of a risky endeavour there. Storm partners are joining in the fun. There we go. Airborne with that machine guns. That is definitely a nice combination like KNF on its own. Easy outmaneuvered here by the M20. Do be mindful of that. And the Panther was close getting wiped. But there we go. The airborne taking heavy casualties there. And are thankfully forced away there. Wasn't quite mindful of the train there, allowing the Storm partners to close in. Sounds like a mine went off there. Oh, wiping out a unit.
Panzer Fusiliers assigned to the front.
And the Panzer Fusiliers there pushed forward to the front line. Another unit arriving, by the way. These gentlemen are not doing too well at the moment. More mines going down. Good job there. Dullahan. We're seeing a Schwerer Panzer Corps taking up here a more dominant centre position. The Part of me would like to see some more Kettenwerfers, to be honest, to sort of make it a bit harder for that M20 to maneuver about. Dear oh dear, another close shave right there for the Kettenwerfers, and it was caught there on the move by the M20, which could allow it. Oh, mine went off! Mine went off. Could he get it? There's a mine there. Oh! Mine went off, blowing up the M20. Finally got it, though not thanks to the Kettenwerfer, but simply thanks to his more thorough mining. Good job there. Share Panther quarters up. He could get a orbital done. That was probably an idea. Sort of as soon as he got himself another Kettenwerfer. And there you go, the Major Sub's armor is on the way, and again that's largely been due to again the fuel cache, but also the way he's sort of been holding up the fuel points much better than his opponent. In fact, holding both of them for some time. Several times. And a bit of a problem there for Dullahan. And there you go, the airborne in the wake, finding where the light machine guns on the move. Bit of a trick, I'd imagine. There you go, Storm Pioneers and Focus advancing. Closing in on the Lieutenant and friends. One other force holding up here. Again, moving in there, center position. Panther is nearby. Veterans in 1, soon Veterans in 2, which will definitely help them. So would an upgrade here with a recon package. And there we go, another caught here by the airborne. Major supporting him as well. And the Sherman is already on the move here within 16 minutes. Officer, oh no, caught in a really bad situation. And there you go, the Kettenwerfer gets off a shot there, hitting the Sherman on the side. Second Kettenwerfer on the way, likely in response to this. Barbecue charging forward, turning up here, so nice covering position on the retreat path, airborne firing away. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's not using, well, I would be surprised if he's not using high explosive rounds here. Can certainly do a lot of damage, even on retreat. There we go, almost wiping out the entire unit of Panther Fusiliers. They only barely get away. I can never moving up, but in a bit of an awkward position to cover. And there we go, we're getting rushed here. Forced to retreat, though the Schwer Panther quarters will likely be able to cover the retreat here. Except for the fence here. Damn fence. Clearly an allied saboteur. Also, here's an M20 with active salvage, by the way, for a bit of extra fuel. And there we go. He seems to be ignoring his Schwer Panther quarters, who can sort of reliably penetrate the sort of rear of a Sherman. The Kettenwerfer also moving up, but rather failing to make an impression there. And there you go, fuel cache spotted. More mines up there, good, good. Salvage as well. Don't be afraid to salvage. Lieutenant and friends moving up, Steel Pioneers joining in there. Ooh, Veterans E3 by the way, opens up for this concussive grenade. Lieutenant almost wiped out, Yak Tigers available, not really worth it. There we go, wreckage about to get wrecked. And looks like the first one will wipe out the retreat. There we go, mine saves the day. Never mind, Dito did not make it out of there. There we go, we can have to take up a slightly more sort of defensive position inside a building. Less management. In that regard, Major forced away. Though in a rather unfortunate situation, another Panther for the unit out. I would suggest, you know, maybe some orbital Dollahan turned into some longer range firepower, since it's clearly not upgrading the Panther for this we get for the police, would certainly help them versus the airborne. Well, here we go, officer versus the airborne versus the 82nd. Who will win this battle of wills? In the end, the Panther Fusiliers. Quite a bit of infantry here, sort of a mix of everything. But again, as you might notice, again, losing that fuel point rapidly. Again, he's sort of constantly shifting around, which is, to some extent, I'm sort of hit several points. Alright, but at the same time, it's getting a bit of problem actually holding territory. The second Sherman here arriving. In fact, he's gotten all 3 trucks up by now. Say, for example, had he ignored the flat half track and ignored, say, you know, for example, this or this, either way, only gone for 2 trucks you could probably by now have had a Panther out. Just a little note there. Another unit wiped out there, some Panther for this going down. Sherman arrives. And like Kettenwerfers are once more a bit all over the place. Again, leaving it very easy for the Shermans to basically just drive in and do some nasty damage here. He doesn't have the munitions here for an anti-tank rifle grenade. Rather chaotic fighting here for Mr. Dullahan. Looks like the Panther unit. Oh dear, set up again in the wrong spot. Sherman leads up, and then they go forced to retreat again. There we go, another Panther Fusilli unit actually wiped out. Not looking good there. I mean, he's doing a lot of harassment, but saw him get up top now all of a sudden doing serious damage to his opponent and, you know, actually holding territory. Trail Panther forced to get up a few good hits there. And again, other Sherman moving from the north, enacting a sort of decent mobile defense that way. Versus Dollahan's harassment maneuvers. Fosco's in a serious trouble. Panther was as well. And there, can never get off a hit there on the Sherman. Other Sherman here coming in the fire as well. Infantry moving in to try and do. And they got airborne! Could they get wiped out? No, no. Oh, just beyond range or beyond sight. Either way, that was damn close. Could they never get off a hit? Destroyed engine. One more hit, one more hit. Come on, Friedrich. Smirk going down there. He's shooting, but he's not hitting. He misses again. There we go, Sherman kaput. Lieutenant moving in there, so finally a bit of an armor kill there. And the Kenworth here got cleared up by the Sherman. Might have moved a bit too far ahead with no infantry support. And you remember, it has no gun shield, so again the crew's very, very much more vulnerable than any other anti-tank gun crew. Storm Pioneers need to be pulled back for reinforcements, by the way. They're close to death. Another Kenworth here, but on its own. And over to Barbecue again. Who's definitely now got a much larger force out here. He definitely has the armor advantage. Rifleman went down though. So small victory there. And the Kenworth again sent running. There's a tank on his own. It can be a bit of a dangerous situation. It's much more reliant on having something to shield it and screen it. Looks like he's going into the Panther to get the unit wiped out in a tree. Good work, good work. There we go. Another unit wiped out here. Heavy infantry losses for Barbecue and the 2nd Infantry. Can the Panther though make it away here from this raging horde of Americans? With another pair of machine guns away for this other airborne unit. Finally, by the way, Oberst will arrive. Would have liked to see some earlier. I think that would have helped him noticeably. Versus the infantry anyways, versus the armour, not so much. There got us into the nearby building. That's definitely going to make things very nasty for the nearby airborne. There you go, rifleman a bit too close there. Apparently having a bit of a case of amnesia regarding the Sheriff Pence headquarters. You know, John, I seem to remember there's something horrible that will kill us if we move beyond that fence. Nah. You're just making shit up, Jack. There's two opponents in again. Breakthrough. Orbital down, almost wiped out though already. The Sherman here, and he's using rather good, making good use there of the high explosive rounds, by the way. The Kenworth moving up. Can he get off a shot there on the Sherman? Forced that way, by the way. Close to victory, which has been a high rate of fire, which is always good for the Kenworth. That's really begins shining in. There we go. Lots of damage on the Sherman. He pulled back. Oh, he can't decide. Ooh, another free shot at the very least there for the Kenworth on the Sherman. But he could end up losing in here since it's now a bit easy up maneuver since so close. Again, good use of smoke there. He's using smoke constantly to sort of cover up a retreat here from the Sherman. Good job. Good job. Certainly understanding there the strengths of the Sherman very well. Another lieutenant on the way. He's been very thorough and sort of always getting lieutenant if he loses. I mean, he's a very good unit, so it's quite understandable. But it's certainly nice to see because a lot of players sort of tend to just get the lieutenant once and then more or less forget about him. And I'll admit I'm one of those that have a slight tendency towards doing that. Again, not really good position here for any sort of regular infantry, again, due to the lack of windows. So not really being well handled there. Well, anyways, time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation, Dollahan is very much in the back foot. I mean, he's getting some tanks wrecked here and there, but he's having very much trouble holding in with few points again. In terms of his defensive and sort of territorial strategy, he is a bit weak at the moment. He needs to sort of decide what does he actually want to hold. Does he want to hold here or here? He needs to sort of actually hold something, because the lack of constant fuel is hurting him very much, I feel, even with this one sort of trading in fuel occasionally, sort of from munitions in. I mean, that's definitely something he needs to sort of look into. He also needs to recruit this one, by the way. He needs some more Kenweathers as that sort of help. Again, also looks like some fuel went down, so he might be getting some armor. I suppose a Panther would be a good choice. In fact, he should get a Panther. That would very much help him at the moment. But I mean, for barbecue, I mean, he needs a bit more infantry, but otherwise his force sort of looks alright there. A tank, so I mean, he should begin expecting, you know, eventually some kind of armor round from his opponent. A Panther, in which case having a Jackson would certainly help a bit in that department. Otherwise, maybe considering upgrading his troops with either bazookas or BARs could also be a sort of thing to keep in mind for him, or even dropping down an anti-tank and sort of help with that occasionally here or there. Otherwise, he's sort of keeping up things nicely, keeping up the pressure, weaving in, striking, pulling out. I mean, overall he's playing quite well. I mean, there's not really much sort of him to change at the moment. It rather depends on what Dollahan does. We do in fact see a Panther who's on the way, that's good, but again, infantry is a bit sort of more not looking good, although we do have veterans, force 2 on pioneers, that's great, but he needs to recruit that Kenweathers for some more mines, sort of try and catch the Shermans, and combine with the Kenweathers strike, I think could do a lot of good for him. Others, you know, get the Panther in, keep it well supported with the infantry, never alone, have those 2 on pioneers nearby to sort of keep it repaired with a support package, just in case any damage happen, need to get it fixed as quickly as possible. Otherwise, keep pressing it again, decide around a fuel point, decide around it, and then sort of build up a defense to make it harder for his opponent sort of try and make a run for it, which is rather what's doing, because again, barbecue is being rather solid when it comes to the harassment. It's sort of constantly being about, and again, part to the Shermans. So again, that really is something he needs to sort of lock down on, and that rather comes at the price of sort of setting up a slightly more coherent defense around a point. So that's rather it. In fact, he might want to consider actually setting up the rare pencil quarters when he did around here or here, rather than the centre. I mean, sure, it makes it a bit hard for the opponent to move around there, but, you know, wouldn't it be better if it was a bit harder for the opponent to move around one of the few points you are desperately needing? So either way, back to barbecue, back to the fight. Another hit there on the Steel Pioneers. Kenweathers also being pushed away. Panzerkampfwagen 5 on its way. That should definitely help. And there we go, the Obersolon coming engaging there with the Sherman. Again, close to Vetri 2 already, by the way. Making good use of the 50 caliber and the high explosive round combo there. Panzer on way again. He really also should consider at least upgrading one of his Panzer Fusilier units with Gewehr 43s. I mean, they do benefit from it greatly. If you get that to bit 25, that should help him somewhat. Officer of Kenweathers moving out. Obersultan need reinforcement first before moving out. Careful, Dollahan, 4646. And there you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 arriving, pride of the Vaterland. Airborne here ready to sort of cut down any attacking crowds with their Browning light machine guns. And there you go, Panther arrives, shot goes off there, Kenweathers setting off. Need to target that Sherman down quickly. Hunt it down while you can. Moving up the likes of get off an anti-tank rifle grenade. There you go, close to wiped out. Engine damage though. Panzer, Steel Pioneers need to fall back. Veterans in 5. Damn close there. Sherman gets away largely safely. Obviously moving out, quickly need to get on that fuel point here, pull back for the mechanized regiment to get that repaired. Good. Should be swiftly done. He's actually moving up the Kettenwerfer to take the point. I think again, you know, he should be having infantry lead the way there. He's leaving a bit exposed. Bit risky there. And there you go, in response immediately here to the Panther, Easter Jackson, sort of assist the Shermans. And there you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 von Smog effectsbereit. Deutschland. And ready to move out once more. And these will definitely be some lethal gentlemen, which is good for Dollahan, less so for his opponent. But at the same time, he does have some large quantities of airborne, in particular the veteran 3 ones with light machine guns, which are also quite lethal. They should not be. I feel like the airborne commander has been used a little less, but you know, it's definitely not less powerful than, say, for example, rifle company. Certainly doesn't quite use the fact that veterans bonus or tanks, but again, you know, don't ignore those airborne and their firepower. There you go, orbital on here with an officer. Going to assault here. Sturmpanzer is nearby as well. I mean, officer with the orbital on definitely not a combination. There's Sherman's riding ahead. Panther make good use of his range, I imagine. Oh dear, he clamped his troops up too much, and the Sturmpanzer got wiped out! And really, don't underestimate the high close rounds either. He shouldn't have been running around there in the open. Bit of a mistake there. A bit too late to sort of complain about that. Better fall there, but forced retreat. Panther should try and cover. Sadly, no light machine gun. The machine gun on top there of the Panther. That was an absolutely heavy blow there. The Upsilon's got wiped up, and the Sturmpanzer. So that was really the one that hurt the most. That was Veteran 5. That's really going to cripple him, if anything, leaving him a bit much more vulnerable to enemy infantry further on. Certainly leaves him a bit short there, and a chance to sort of repair the Panther well on the front line, but also, you know, deal some serious damage. A bit surprised he didn't just play the opposite guy in the building in the first place right away. In fact, he seems a bit reluctant to actually sort of use buildings except for this one up there, which is really the least effective one. I mean, this one is really suited for infantry, by the way, due to its sort of broader sides here. Panther taking heavy damage from the Jackson and the Sherman. Forceful flak back in there for the Veteran 4, by the way, which increases its range, which really is good for it. Sherman there could get wiped out. And there we go, main gun destroyed. Smoke, but there we go. Oh, abandoned and out of... Ah, never mind. Dieter ruined the chance of salvaging it. There could still be scavenged for fuel. Should not be underestimated either. Panther will be needing repairs. Sadly, the Veteran 5 Steel Pioneers are not there to help as well. Misclick, possible. But Veterans 1 for the Panther, closing the Veteran 2, and there we go, Upsilon charging in. Making short work of those driving out in the open. They are easy targets. Remember, cover into Deckung. Oh yeah, this is going to end up badly for those Panzer Fusiliers. Quick Stielhandgranate. There we go, the Sherman wants to advance his 30 kills. And wiped up then alongside the LMG there to go with Veteran 5. Panther joining in, that Sherman could be in a lot of trouble. Smoke again, really good use there of the smoke ability by Barbecue, and these Sturmpanzers only, Panther is ending up in front of the airborne again, just tearing for everything. Now go again, we're seeing that he's spreading out his force a bit too much, and again it's rather allowing Barbecue to overwhelm wherever he wants to much more easily. And again, it's also making it harder for Dullahan to also keep his men covered on retreat, for example, as well, since they're then pretty much on their own, which also makes it easier for Barbecue to focus them down. But he really should consider the machine gun as a Panther, or machine gun, and then he should get it close here. I mean, a Panther with a machine gun is very sort of reasonably solid versus infantry. In particular versus airborne, who can't really harm it. So now we are definitely noting here that Dollahan is striking heavily. We're seeing here that flak half tank up again. Need to set it up though. And there we go, full retreat. There we go. We see most of the lieutenant and French just absolutely slaughtered here. Quickly tear through some light paper. Yeah, but it's a bit messy on light paper. Well, you know, this is war, not arts and crafts at high school. There you go, he's expecting in a counter-attack moving up the Panther. He should keep the flak half-track nearby, I think, or at least I can, never. Set him in a building, maybe. He's ignoring the fuel point, though. There you go, Salt setting in straight for the Panthers. They need to retreat before the Sherman once more takes another set of victims. The veterans farm, that's everything going to be nasty. With even a higher rate of fire. There we go. But Sherman there flanking on the Panther. Don't have anything to do with that. Another good shot there. Sherman though close, getting wiped out. There you go, another great shot there on the Sherman, almost taken down. More smoke. Kenworth close, getting wiped out there though. Again, had to be careful about leaving on his own. It's not that strong like that. And the end he lost is veteran fire by Kenworth. If only the Panther has been sitting nearby with a, how should one say it, anti-tank rifle grenade, he might be able to. They go recruiting it with the Panther Fusiliers. Sherman, by the way, abandoned. He probably should have put it into the building. I mean, again, you know, the Kenworth sort of, you know, does right into buildings as long as they're not too damaged. It's a bit of a missed opportunity there from him, sort of, you know, have some good support. Oh, Conti's going to go back there, allowing the Jackson a chance to close down the Panther. Veshy too, by the way. Can he get it? Combat Blitz, and there you go. Panther down, Jackson down, Sherman still there, although there's one he could secure as well. Utter chaos right here. A few mistakes he allowed him to lose the Panther. But there's the Sherman here, so at least he got something out of it, I suppose. And there were certainly several times where the Germans ended up using American equipment. In fact, there was one case during Operation Nordwind where they managed to overwhelm an entire company, causing it to surrender and handing over all their tanks. I believe it was the 10th SS who got away with that, before they then moved it over to the Eastern Front. Little fun fact there. There we go, holding up infantry there. The flak half-deck's only doing alright. If only he hadn't made that slightly suicidal charge there, I think he would have been in a stronger situation. I can have caught here. Again, we are seeing a sort of constant extension here of Dollahan's forces. In fact, it's time to roll to him. Bit of apology there. Smoke popping up here, looks like he will be able to escape with it. Sherman being repaired. And they go, oh, veteran 4 Panzer was forced to retreat. Not in a good position. Quick shield grenade here. Oh, it backed up instead of allowing the Americans to pop off a pineapple grenade in return. But overall, the map does not good. There's now also a lot of vehicles it could salvage for equipment. Fuel.
Contact reports show the Americans are at 200 points.
But he's managed to drain down his opponent victory points, that's something.
Assigned to the front.
Another Jackson arrived to support the Sherman, which is getting very close to Veterans E3. That's definitely going to make things a lot more uncomfortable. And 39 kills, I mean, Barbecue's definitely getting a lot out of those Shermans. There you go, he's making a straight move here for the Spare Panther quarters. Sherman moving in here. High close rounds on this one as well. Hoping to get a bit back on the favour. There we go. He has to shift over to armour piercing though to want to deal with his opponent's armour. Armour piercing. Need to pull that Sherman back. Pull it back. And he's firing high clip. Oh dear. That was that Sherman. That was that chance. Looks like another unit wiped out here. He might be able to get it though. There we go. Veterans E3 Sherman went down there to the Kenworth. A small victory for Deutschland. Again, rather heavy casualties as the game progresses for Dollahan. At the same time, we are noting that his opponent is also a bit worn out as well. So it's not exactly like it's just going too easily for Barbecue. It's not like Dollahan is fumbling his way through like some military Inspector Clouseau. And it seems like first Barbecue sort of realizes a minute after, oh no, I lost my Sherman. No, not you, Sherman. Flak half being rushed in, but Vorsicht! Don't forget Jackson.
Target that infantry.
But Airborne here about to get a bit of a close quarters encounter there with the AA half-track. A very personal encounter there. Closing on Vetri 2, and then moving straight into it. But there you go, Jackie has a good hit. Popping smoke. But at the same time, he can't really get out there, and again, he also left the pit on its own. And there's, of course, as usual, Noah Kedmev is actually covering it. He's supposed to be much more reactionary there, Mr. Kedmev, which is a bit more risky, if anything. There we go, kaput. That's the second flak half-track gone. I suppose one option you could try for now is actually a Puma or two. As a more sort of desperate last measure. Another Dullahan Granate. Looks like another Kedmev is about to get handed over to the armies. And he's actually getting a Stuka zu Fuß now. That's an interesting choice. Not really what I'd recommend considering what's on the field, but I suppose that's Dollahan's choice. He has always been a bit the type to sort of try out different things and find new methods to play the game. I've previously featured on this channel a bit, but then went silent. He's also a veteran Donald War 2 player. And there goes Stuka zu Fuß on the way. But now we are seeing Barbecue sort of more solid leading in. He's got more veteran units than Dollahan. We still got the two Kedmevs, but the problem is again they are much more reactive. They're not having the trouble they're getting. But there we go, veteran 2. Might be able to get that Sherman. There we go. The Sherman cooked up. More smoke. I mean, he's really making good use of that smoke ability. Sort of trying to cover up the Shermans, though sometimes a bit too late. But definitely not bad usage of the ability there from Barbecue. Very solid, very commendable. There you go, Airborne hang about. And then you go, a bit of a Wehrmacht surprise. Hey John, do you hear impending doom? Nope. You're going, almost got the entire unit there in one horrible go. There were a few survivors. Just a few. From the Stuka zu Fuß. Which was the nickname, by the way. It was actually a Wurfrahmen 40. That was more to the reference to the sort of frame around it, specifically. Which was added to a bunch of other things. So, for example, veterans of Camp Useful, of course, remember the Hotchkiss tank with it around. That was one of the variants. They could also be thrown from a more static position. In fact, there were several of those, for example, in Normandy. Right behind the beaches, I believe. More Shermans on the way here as they get wrecked by the Rakettenwerfers.
Ready for action.
The Americans have cut our supply line.
Stand to. Prepare for action.
The officer's actually managed to sort of live through the entire thing. He's got 18 kills. He's definitely helping out the fight quite a bit.
Target secure. Hold in place. Target capture.
Shan moving in. Caught there, nasty. Airborne coming from the north. Sherman moving in there, engaging. Close to getting in there. Pushing through all across. The news is more or less just getting tightened by now. And there's very little here for Dollahan to sort of strike back with. Unless he maybe focus up properly. Barrage here. The cavalry doesn't kill his own men. And over here easily dodged. A house collapsed. Of those made of matchsticks. And he's using another flak half-track on there. He's really fond of that flak half-track. Very fond of it.
Crew stand ready.
another assault leading up here. Riflemen in a bit of a ruined spot there. Many dead comrades around them. Many angry Germans moving towards them. Bit of a two-strike there going in from the good old Major, calling in a favour. Though I'm wondering what kind of favour involves an artillery strike.
Mechanized flak is ready for action.
Probably something involving overlooking something illegal. There goes Sherman taking a few good hits on the Ken Mare for 1 veteran to 3, 1 veteran to 2. And there goes Sherman, cut down, but the airborne. Again, smoke coming. This time it actually works out for the Kettenwerfers. And he's really good at doing it, by the way. And it's only a skill I think a lot of American commanders could do with, because it is really a powerful one. Since while it might not be, say, instantaneous like the Panther tactician ability, on the other hand it allows you to lay down a more thorough smoke cover, which can also be used to, say, cover other units. They'll not appear to not using it like that, but just to cover up their own Sherman, but still can allow for a more thorough getaway than, say, Panther tactician actually. In fact, allow other units to escape as well. Dollahan here, confident in victory nonetheless, sets the spirit, but oh dear go. Nice hit from the Jackson there, almost taking out the flak half track. Wolfram also in trouble, and there we go, kaput.
Light vehicle destroyed.
The situation overall looking rather grim here, barely an inch left. The only veteran so far in his entire force, or the real veteran from almost the beginning of the game, is the officer, but he doesn't get any veterancy bonuses. So he's rather in that kind of awkward situation. An attempt at actually knocking it out using the Wolframen. None of them hit. Just blowing up mud. Sherman's hunting for the North Infantrymen as well. Machine gunner killed. And kaput. Looks like in his last desperate moments got some full spins as well. Got the Jackson. I suppose that's a small victory, but still you got the Sherman to deal with. Here we go, another veteran you find with Ken Merfa. And again, no, very vulnerable. Again, the lack of a gun shield really hurts. And I mean, to some extent, you really want to use buildings here and there, of course, to help with it, or have something in front of it to draw the fire. But again, and there we go, game over. Dollahan lost. If you're big light brigade forced to pull back here. It's the face of the 2nd Infantry Division and some really, really nasty armor play. I mean, in the sense, again, the problem really came down to sort of lack of a more coherent sort of map control strategy from Dullahan, which allowed his opponents to run around corners with him, because it also then sort of ensured there was no real proper planning for the Kettenwerfers. And again, anti-tank guns to a certain extent require some good, solid planning to sort of get the most out of. In particular, sort of covering them from buildings and the likes, and instead they were constantly on the move, constantly getting cut down or forced to retreat. In the end, he several times didn't get as much out of them, and several times his opponent quickly overwhelmed them, knocked them out. So that was a bit of a problem there. Also, the Panther was certainly also heavily delayed. Again, the first flak half track was also, I think, a bit sillily wasted. I think that also quite hurt him a bit there, since it rather ensured he didn't get much out of that. Otherwise, quite heavy expensive investment there in the early game. Also a bit too much Panther for this, but you know, he never really went the full way, and at least got one with the recon package. I mean, they really benefit from the recon package. Otherwise, I mean, he could have just gone for more Oberstein, I think, rather than all those Panther for this. I think that actually to a certain extent hurt him, honestly. So they have a few problems. I mean, he really pulled off a lot of nice neat tricks there. I mean, it's not like Dollahan's a complete idiot. There was just, I don't know, some issues then sort of making all those neat tricks cohere, whereas Barbecue certainly had a lot of neat tricks. Again, great Sherman smoke usage. Again, I mean, he really understands how to get a lot of those Shermans. I mean, again, you know, if there's someone wondering, how do I get out something out of my Shermans? Watch this guy, I would say. Watch this guy, because again, he understands how to get the Shermans to survive and, you know, get them somewhere. So that's really nice to see. Also good use of the airborne commander, although technically, I mean, he only used the airborne themselves, he barely used anything else. Still, he made good use of the troops there, but still, I think he could have done more with the commander. And also, great use of breakthrough by Dollahan. I mean, that's definitely great to see. A lot of players can ignore that ability. But again, I think there were sort of few missteps here from Dollahan, which in the longer term really hurt him and allowed Barbecue to sort of break through. Because several times Dollahan was sort of close to breaking through, but then something basically, in short, he couldn't do it due to his own actions in the longer term. So that was a bit unfortunate there. But he ended up pretty interesting match. Also, you know, salvage. That was one thing I'm rather surprised to see him not do, considering he always use abilities you don't see a lot of players doing. But, you know, he didn't salvage any of the vehicles or armor. He could have certainly gotten extra fuel for that for his Panzers. So, quick note there. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something from it. If you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.